Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I bring you another look here, and this one is just in time for Valentine's Day. It is inspired by Valentine's Day, so I bring you softness, romantic, and sexy at the same time. I feel like I achieved that in this look. I don't know, you tell me. But if you're interested in seeing how I created this look, just keep on watching. So the eyeshadow primer that I'm going to be using is going to be this one by CoverGirl. It's the Lid Lock Up, and I'm just going to apply that all over the eyelid. As you can see, I already did my eyebrows. I don't really do much with my eyebrows. I pretty much just add a little bit of this Got to Be Ultra Glue Gel. I used to do the soap brow thing, but very often I felt like it would leave like kind of like a white residue, and I didn't really like it. So honestly, I don't know exactly how or why I ended up using that as my eyebrow product, but the first time that I tried it, I was like, whoa, this thing really works. It doesn't leave that much residue, like white residue, and I like it. So I ended up using this one only for like the brows. I do use it sometimes to like tame these hairs, which I will probably use it at the end of the video, or maybe I should have before, but we already started anyway. But yeah, this practically I use it just for that. And I mean, I bought it like 3 months ago. It's still practically full, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna last me a long time. And I was like, what, $6? I mean, I don't mind it. If it works, it works. Anyways, okay, I applied that. Now, as always, I'm gonna apply the same powder right here on the inner corner. This one's a container from Mary Kay. Yeah, Mary Kay, but the actual product, the powder, is RCMA powder. I put it in here because I felt like it was easier for me to like grab onto it. This one was already empty, so I just pour it in here, and it makes it so much easier for me to use it. But it's just the RCMA powder. Anyways, so the palettes that I'm going to be using, it's going to be this one by Jaclyn Hill, the palette volume 2, and mostly the shades that I'm going to be using, it's going to be this one right here, Love Handles right here, and this one over here, which is called Thick Skin. And also I am using next this one right here and Crazy right here. Now the other palette that I'm going to be using, it's going to be this one by Juvia's Place. This one is the, I can never say this word, guys. I don't know, you tell me how to say this one. But this palette, and I'm going to be using this shade and these two over here. Okay, let me set them up so it's easy for me to grab on those shades. Okay, so I'm going to start with the shade Love Handles first, and I'm going to apply that all over the crease. I'm also going to apply that a little bit on the outer corner. I did use the Morphe M507 to apply this, and now I'm going to go ahead and use a Morphe M514, and I'm going to apply that same eyeshadow but a little bit less on the brush, and I'm just going to use that to blend that out. Okay, so now that I did blend that out, I'm going to go ahead and move on with the shade Thick Skin. And for that shade, I'm also going to be using a Morphe M507, which is a smaller blending brush. So now for that eyeshadow, I stay mostly on the outer part of the lid. I do go in a little bit towards the center of the eyelid, but I do stay mostly on the outer corner. And now I go back with a bigger blending brush and I blend that out. Okay, moving on to the other shades, I go ahead and use a Morphe M506, and I use the shade Next. And now that one, I do stay just on the outer corner with this shade. Now I go back with Love Handles and a bigger blending brush to blend the outer corner a little bit more. Okay, so now I go ahead and use a eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the Juvia's palette, and I'm gonna be using this pink right here, which is called Cream. I apply that all over the eyelid. On the outer corner, I also use the shade Next to blend out the outer corner as well with that pink. Okay, so now I move on and use another eyeshadow brush, and I go ahead and add the mixture between these two shades right here, this one and this one over here. So I'm going to mix those two, and I'm going to apply that on the top of the shade Cream. Okay, so now I go back with the shade Next, and I apply that on the outer corner. And as I am applying that on the outer corner, I am also pulling it towards the center of the eyelid, but more closer to the lash line. Okay, and because I like that shimmer that I did add to the eyelid, I do want it to be a little bit more pink. So I'm going to go ahead and add that shade Cream, that pink, on top of that shimmer. And what that's going to do is it's going to kind of stain that shimmer into that tone of cream. There you go. See how that shimmer, it still shows through, but the tone has changed into the tone of cream. So I really like that. That's the tone that I actually wanted. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the lash line. For the lash line, I'm going to go ahead and use the shade Crazy, and I'm going to go ahead and add that with a smaller eyeshadow brush. So I'm going to be using this eyeshadow brush. This is a Morphe M213, which is a tiny eyeshadow brush. I'm going to go ahead and use that shade Crazy, and I'm going to outline my upper lash line. So what I'm doing now, I'm kind of blending that lining that I did with the shade Crazy, but I want it to be kind of blended with that pink. Instead of seeing a straight line, I'm going to kind of smooth out those lines. Now on the outer corner, what I do is I kind of pull that shade Crazy and I kind of wing out the eyeshadow with that shade. Now I go with the shade next and I kind of blend out that shade that I did add, which was Crazy, and I make it more of a seamless blend between the shade Crazy and Thick Skin. Now I didn't do this on the other eye previously, but I do want the blend to be more of a pinkish or peach tone. So I'm going to go ahead and use the shade Cream right here, and I'm going to blend that out on top of that crease shade, which was Love Handles. I'm going to go ahead and try to change the tone with that shade, and I'm just using a bigger blending brush for that. I'm also using that shade to pull all the tones and all the colors out, so it's more like a winged out look. And there you go. I actually like how it's turning out. I am liking that it's a little bit more pinkish, more romantic this way in my opinion. So now I'm going to go ahead and do what I did do to the other eye, which is I did apply gel liner on the upper lash line, and I'm going to go ahead and add that. I did use the English gel liner with my typical old Essence Precise eyeliner brush. I'm going to go ahead and add that just really close to the lash line, and I do try to be precise and quick because I do kind of blend it with that shade Crazy, which is what I already used to outline the lash line. Okay, so now that I did use the gel liner, that was practically just the outline where the black eyeshadow was going to be. I'm going to be using this black eyeshadow, which is the typical matte black eyeshadow that I have from Ulta. I'm going to be using this one, and I'm going to use that to mark where I did apply the gel liner to kind of blend it out with that shade, like I said, with the shade Crazy. But I don't want to blend it out too much. I just don't want it to be a really harsh black line. I want it to be like kind of like a soft black line, if you get what I mean. Now I go back with the small brush that I use for the shade Crazy. I'm going to add a little bit more of that shade Crazy, and I'm going to go ahead and blend that black a little bit more. I even pull it out a little bit more so it gives me more of that winged eyeshadow look. Okay, so I'm done with the upper part of the lid. I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes and add some mascara. So for mascara, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Pump Up Colossal Volume Express. For this one, I must say, this is my favorite #1 mascara for me. And I'm going to say this because I have tried other mascaras, and I bought other ones because I wanted to try different mascaras. So here's the thing, with my lashes are really long, right? So all I need to do is just curl them. And what I need is volume. So I'm always looking for volume, and this one always does the job. I could try many other ones, and I know I have tried the Sky High mascara from Maybelline as well. That one, I do really like it, but I feel like it gives me more length than volume. Also, I did try the one from Essence, and I did like it, but for some reason I felt like it flaked a little bit. I do like it for everyday use. I do like it. I still use it, but I always come back to this one. For some reason, I keep coming back to this one. So I bought it again, and obviously I want to use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this mascara. Okay, so I didn't add a lot. I just added a little bit just to keep the curl. Now I'm gonna go ahead and move on to complexion. Okay, so as always, I am using my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer for those pores that, I mean, they always want to say hi, I'm here, I want to be in the video too. Like, they're so annoying. Oh my god, you know, you guys, I want to talk about this. So I got hacked, right? I got hacked a Sunday, and honestly, at first, yes, it did bother me. I was like, dang, like, how come? Like, I thought it would never happen to me, you know, like this time they hacked me because they hacked a friend that I actually trusted, and but when they were texting me it wasn't him, so but I trusted this person, so whatever, I got hacked. So at first I was like, dang it, like I just realized that I got hacked and I was like, oh well. And then because I have the other account, so I went into my beauty account and I went to look at the account that I was hacked. They had everything the same, and I was like, well whatever, I will eventually get it back, or I didn't even want to try to get it back, you know. So I felt dumb, okay? So I didn't think, I was like, I'm pretty sure like people know that I got hacked because I let them know on Facebook or whatever, so they'll know that it's not me, right? No, a lot of people that I follow, that we follow each other on my Instagram, we're not friends on Facebook, so a lot of people also didn't know. Oh, let me add, I'm gonna be adding this primer by NYX. Okay, so the foundation that I'm going to be using, it's going to be this one by NARS. Okay, so I'm going to be applying that to my face and I'll tell you guys. And I told people, and I kept getting messages like from friends and people that I haven't talked to in a while, like, hey, did you like send me a message, or like people tell me, hey, you got hacked, and I'm like, yeah, I know, like blah blah, right? And then some of them would send me screenshots of me supposedly asking them for money. So I was like, at that point I was like, oh no. Like that's when I let people know on Instagram, or at least on my beauty Instagram, the people that like did know me or followed me on my personal, like, hey, that's not me, watch out, blah blah, right? Then I sent a request to Instagram, you know what, I got hacked, blah blah, and you know, it's always automatic, like it's not somebody actually like trying to help you out, and they take a small video to make sure it's you. Well, anyways, I did that, and mind you, okay, so I got hacked on, I think it was Sunday. I got hacked on Sunday, and I let know Instagram that I got hacked on Sunday, right? But I didn't really care about it, like I didn't even look at the emails. So I'm so terrible at saying these stories. Like on Monday, that's when I started making like those videos to let them know, like, hey, this is my account, this is my face, prove that it's mine, blah blah blah. Oh, I just painted my brow. So I think it was Tuesday morning where like I opened the email when I was in the bathroom, and I was like, oh yeah, well sure, like I wasn't worried about it, you know, like I was like, oh, eventually I'll get it. If I don't get it, it's fine, whatever. But it did kind of worry me that they were trying to steal people's money. Like they were sending all these people like from my account, like people that I followed and that we followed each other, or people that I had messaged in the past or whatever, asking them for money. And so that's mainly why I really focused on getting the account back, and because they were doing it under my name, you know, like they were trying to hack people or get people's money with my name. So in the morning when I got that email, I just signed into my account because it sent me a link to reset my password. I reset my password, but I didn't think of it. Like I just reset my password and I was like, I'm in, okay, whatever. So I just went back to work, and then at 9 my coworker says like, hey, you sent me a text, like you sent me a message through Instagram, and I was like, oh no, I got hacked. And I was like, wait, in my head I was like, wait, but I had it back. So I left it at that. Obviously I couldn't deal with that, I was at work. So you know when I started like, oh hell no, that's when I said that, when one of my friends on Instagram sent me a picture of everything that they had changed, and they had changed the name and deleted all my pictures and posted a bunch of posts like if it was their account of this astrologist or whatever. Let me keep doing this because we're never gonna finish. I have something. The account was an account of an astrologer now, and the only thing that they had left up, it was my picture, my profile picture. I know it was just an account and I could have been like, oh yeah, whatever, it's social media, just make a new one, right? But it just bothered me that they like try to do things with my name and they try to steal money more than, you know, that's what really bothered me. So I came home, asked people to report it, and when I reported, I was like, I'm gonna give it one last try and I'm gonna really try this time. So I got on my blog. I don't even want to say how I did it, but I got the account back, and now like I'm blocked for like a whole week because all this whole thing that was happening in my account, and that Instagram does no longer trust me. So I'm kind of like in, like, I can't like pictures or share anything. So there goes that. Now let's actually move on. Okay, for concealer, I'm gonna be using this Conceal Contour Highlight Retouch Born This Way Multi Sculpting Concealer. I'm gonna apply that right underneath my eye here. Okay, and I'm going to be using the same sponge to blend that out. But yeah, guys, that was a highlight of my weekend. Or my week. Yeah, that was more like my week. So I go ahead and added a little bit more corrector on the inner corners of my eye. That area is really hard for me to read with the bunch. So I'm just using a blending brush to blend that out. Well, anyway, since this look is about Valentine's, have you guys bought anything for your significant other? Do you guys have anything prepared for them? Or do you guys just expect to get something? You girls especially, huh? Okay, moving on. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on into setting powder. For setting powder, I'm gonna be using not this one. I got the wrong one. For setting powder, I'm gonna be using this one, which is the one that I already explained to you guys. It's the RCMA setting powder. And I'm gonna be using this brush. This is a Morphe E48. To apply that underneath my eye. Okay, so for contour, I'm going to be using this one by Essence. This is just the Contour Duo palette. I have not tried it yet, so this is the first time that I'm going to be trying. I'm going to try this shade first because I don't even know if it's going to be like too light or too dark for me, and let's try to keep it safe first. So I'm just going to apply that to contour on the outer corners right underneath my cheek. And I kind of do one more like a subtle contour. So the lighter shade, it will be best. I am noticing that it is contouring my face and it's not being too dark either. So it's going to be working for this look. Don't forget underneath the jaw. You know, for special occasions, I really focus on contouring, especially if there might be pictures. Okay, we're going to contour the nose just like we've done before. Just the tip of the nose on the sides. So son las, what time is it? It's 5:20. Sometime soon I should be starting dinner. Okay, so we are moving on to bronzer. So for bronzer, I don't want to add too much. So I'm going to be using this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Pressed Powder Foundation. I talked to you guys. Sometimes I do use pressed powder foundations for bronzer just because I feel like they look a little bit more natural. So I'm going to go ahead and use that to blend that contour and bronze at the same time, and especially because I don't want it to be too much. This one is pretty light on my skin around my nose. So I'm gonna try to pull the eyeshadow with that bronzer right on the outer corners. Now we just have a blush. So for blush, since we are sticking to like kind of like cool tones and pinks, I'm going to be using this Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. This is in the shade Plum Rose, which is really like a really plummy pink. Rose, the name says it all, Plum Rose. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Morphe E4, and I'm just going to apply that on the high points of my cheek. A little bit on top of my nose. Okay, we're good. Now the highlight. Ooh, we're almost done. So I want to be more subtle with the highlights, and I'm going to be using this Essence Pure Nude highlighter in the shade Be My Highlights. It looks a little bit more natural, and I really like that about this. So I'm going to be using this e.l.f. blush brush. Ooh, I'm really liking this look, guys. So we did everything for the complexion. Now let me get you guys closer so we can finish the eyes, and we're almost done. And we're just gonna need the lips for that. Okay, let me get you a little bit closer again, and then magically my left eye is gonna be done once I get you closer. Okay, so I'm back, and all I did, let me show you what I did. Okay, so I just used that shade Crazy on the outer corner. Let's do these. And I just apply it from the outer corner to the center of the eye, because I then go ahead and use this shade right here from the palette from Juvia's and this is the shade Crepe, and I go ahead and add that from the inner corner to the center of the eye, just connecting to the shade Crazy. Now I'm going to go ahead and use a eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to be using the shade Cream, which is that pink that we previously used, and I'm going to be using that to blend both of the shades and just blend them out towards my complexion. And that is it for the eyeshadow, and I'm going to go ahead and add some mascara. I forgot the inner corner. For the inner corner, let me show you. I went ahead and used this shade right here, and then on top of that I added a tiny bit of this one, just because this one shines a little bit more white and this one shines a little bit too pink. Then I layer them. So I go ahead and add that white one first to the inner corner. Now that I added Tarte, I go ahead and add Puffs, which is this pink right here. Okay guys, so we're almost done, and let me go ahead and add some lashes and then I'll be right back to finish the lip. Okay, so I'm back with the lashes. The lashes that I used were these, the Kayla lashes by Ruby May lashes. But anyways, and let's move on to the lips. And for the lip, I am using this lip liner by Essence. This is in the shade Satin Mauve. I rubbed my lips to blend the lip liner. I think this lip color actually went really perfect with this makeup look. So let me go ahead and add a little bit of Liquid Catsuit High Shine Lipstick by Wet n Wild in the shade Sand Nudes. I'm just gonna add that in the center of the lips. Just blend it with the lip and with my finger. Okay guys, so I am all done with this look. Let me go ahead and add some setting spray and then we'll be done. Well, anyways guys, as I was telling you, this is the final look. I really like how it came out, mainly because one, it's like this is soft pink and there's no like hook crease or sharp harsh lines like the wing liner or anything. I wanted it to be soft but a little bit sexy, and I feel like I achieved that with like the soft blend with the pinks and light pinks, and I added a little bit of sexiness with that dark lash line. So I feel like that was a good combination between both of us, and I feel like this look is perfect for Valentine's Day. I hope you guys try it for Valentine's Day. You can also wear this on a romantic date or anniversary. But anyways guys, I hope you guys have a good time on Valentine's Day with your partner, your friends, a family. I don't know. Happy Valentine's. I hope you guys enjoy it with your loved ones, with anyone you choose to spend it with, and even by yourself. Why not? But yes guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also find me on Instagram as Zavala, and hopefully I will see you on my next video. Bye.